How's it going, Sagittarius? My name is Dre, and these are your messages for August of 2017. Before I get started, I really want to thank you guys so much for all of your positive support. I have a small little audience, but I really appreciate it, and you guys always leave me such great feedback. Thank you guys for everybody that has purchased a personal reading and all of that. I really appreciate it all. Before I get started, I do want to say that the way I do tarot, I don't use it to predict the future. I feel like that's where this ability stops because I do just see it as like practical advice. I don't think I'm drawing from anything that's too, that isn't really available to everybody. So I really try to keep it in the now and try to just give advice that I know you need to hear because a lot of people ask me, will this happen? How is this going to go? I can't really tell you that, but I can read for how you are right now. Because usually when I give readings, people are like, well, yeah, you told me stuff I already need to know. I just need to hear it from somebody else, or I need to hear a different perspective. So yeah, that's essentially what I offer. I try to give you guidance for what you need to hear, and when you hear it is totally, I feel like is irrelevant. Whether it's August of this month or this could probably apply for December of next year. So it's crazy, because I don't time works weird. I don't the fact that we even separate into months and days and hours and all of that stuff is completely arbitrary. So yeah. All right, let's get started. We have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Hierophant. It's a huge glare, but whatever. The Queen of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles in reverse. The Alchemist or the Magician. The High Priestess. The Devil, and the Ace of Cups. Outcome, we have the Two of Swords in reverse. Additional card, we have the Hermit. Alright, so I'm getting the sense that, as always with you guys, Sagittarius, that you're trying to break through and you're trying to bring all of these disparate elements of your life together. I really get the sense that now is the time where you're pruning out, you're reassessing what is worth your time, who is worth your time. Excuse me, going forward. I feel like the only thing that's really in your way is your own pride and your own ego and your own, essentially that. Because while I feel like on one hand you guys are complete in a certain area where, you might be making a lot of money, or you might be in a really nice partnership, or, you're in a secure place of employment. I also get the sense that for some of you, it's you haven't really truly unlocked your full potential, meaning that there's a lot more about simply the artifice that you've built. There's you have everything that you want, but I'm getting the sense that there's probably no soul to it, or there's probably a part of you that it's hard for you to really enjoy it. And I feel like that's giving you a little bit of anxiety. Because all of these cards are great otherwise, but the three cards here are all reversed. The Three of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Alchemist. And so I feel like there is a chance for you to at least bring in something that is going to be fulfilling. 9 plus 3 is 12, I think. Yeah, and then 1 plus 2 is 3. So I feel like there is an opportunity for you to sort of build something within yourself that not only suits your needs, but again, the needs of those around you. And again, we have that 3 of Pentacles. So I feel like for some of you, it's important to not be so entirely selfish when it comes to your vision and your ideas. And I think whether or not you've been too withholding and too selfish is going to come up sometime this month or soon, because with this devil here, you're working to complete your own ends. You're working to complete your own objectives without any sort of consideration of anybody else's. It's the most selfish energy, the devil. And that can be good. I feel like you've used that energy to make your life stable or to take on tasks, to have the energy and the stamina to work with different tasks, trying to hold down 2 different things. With this 2 of Pentacles, again, you might be working and school is starting again, or you're working and you're maintaining a family, or you're working and you're having an active social or dating life. But I still feel like that there is something here that you haven't completely awakened or opened yourself up to with this High Priestess. And again, the Hermit's here too. There's a moon in both of these cards, as well as that moon in the 2 of Swords. So I get the sense that now is the time for you to actually sort of reflect, to sort of come back into a space where you are more in touch with an aspect of yourself that you might have been too willing to sacrifice simply to maintain this outward appearance of stability. And again, some of you I see like workaholic sort of energy here, or again, really holding down the fort, like, especially if you're a mother, really taking control of a situation and owning it, but at the same time, you're left unfulfilled. Yeah, there's a lot of energy here where it's more like you are obeying tradition and you're obeying obligations. And that, in a sense, is giving you some level of joy, but there's a chance here for you to expand beyond that. There's a chance here for you to understand if everything is working fine, because again, these aren't bad cards. Everything, it could be working fine, but for some of you, there is this blind spot that you aren't necessarily addressing. And the devil comes up a lot for you guys. I feel like more so than any other card, or for any other sign. So it's like, a part of you, you're working hard, and some of you might be playing equally as hard, which isn't bad, but I feel like there is some sort of balance that might be required, at least in the sense where you aren't mainly focusing all of your energy on living a lifestyle that in and of itself is limiting. I feel like you could expand it in another way that's more holistic, in a way that really fulfills all plenty of aspects of your personality, in a way that will bring a lot more complete joy into your life. So I don't know. Some of you might be in a position now where you want to go out and meet somebody, or you want to go out and really do something with your money, do something with the blessings you've been given. And with that might be some hesitation. You might just need to reflect on it a little bit more and figure out where you need to, what you need to do in order to bring that, to make that a reality. But whatever I feel like you guys are planning, because this is a very, some aspects of this are like sort of reflection, like, because, the sun's in Leo and Saturn is in Sagittarius, but it's nearing its final stages of being in this sign until it goes into Capricorn. So I feel like a lot of you, you've reached this, you might be plateauing where you are so comfortable right now where you have a proper routine and you have a proper way of doing things, and you are just sort of relaxing, making your money, going out and having fun. Um, you know, I also feel like there's an aspect of this that revolves around assessing whether or not, again, your obligations, understanding whether or not it's actually beneficial for you or if it's a place where you're comfortable. Not saying a lot of you would actually want to move out of like a current work situation or out of a marriage, but I feel like that in and of itself, again, these obligations around you have become sort of limiting. But, you know, it's fine. Whether or not you choose to, you know, whether or not it's a stressful situation where you feel like you know you should leave, in that case, I do think you guys should. But for others of you, I feel like because there is a choice that needs to be made with this Two of Swords in reverse, one that's probably being forced upon you instead of you having the power to make a choice. And so I'm getting the sense that if that's the case, and it revolve around these moon cycles, because again, the new moon in Leo is coming up. The full moon in Aquarius just passed at the time I'm recording this. These eclipses, as well as Virgo, Mercury and Virgo retrograde. So this could be a time of just again planning, pre-planning, as we're heading into the fall and the winter months. Which is where your energy will start to come in after Scorpio season. So a lot of planning, a lot of relaxation I see as well. But also don't chill too hard, because I still think a lot of you, there's something that you're working towards something and you're working to accomplish something and you're working to get something done. And don't rest too much on your laurels, and don't doubt yourself either, especially if you see an open opportunity to take advantage of something, or if you see an opportunity to really expand yourself outside of this sort of narrow mode that some of you are in, wherein you are more selfish now, but selfish in the sense that you're working to get things done and you're working to provide. So, you know, just don't let that narrow focus be your downfall. If people are saying that, you know, you seem more closed off, or, you know, why haven't we spent more time together? You know, entertain them and say that, well, spend some time with them, or just say, you know, I'm so busy doing this, but, when I have the time, let's hang out, something like that. Don't be so into your own head and so into your own projects that you forget the world around you. So I'm going to pull some more cards just to get a different, the Osho Zen Tarot, to see what else we have going on here. Woo! So we have Harmony, which is the Ten of Cups. Suppression, which is the Ten of Wands. New Vision, which is the Hanged Man. The Rebel, which is the Emperor. At the bottom of the deck we have Source, which is Ace of Wands. And we have Abundance, which is the King of Pentacles. So we have a king and we have a queen. And we have two tens and an ace. So I really feel like for some of you, this is a cycle of completion where you have to go through that last hurdle and you might feel because of that you're sacrificing a huge aspect of yourself just to meet an obligation, to meet some demands. But at the end of the day, it's going to be to your benefit. You're just going over that last hurdle. So I feel like because of this, you'll be able to understand not really understand, but I really feel like you'll be able to come more into a part of yourself that, again, you're reaching toward. Again, with most of your reading, Sagittarius, you're reaching for something. You want to move on to the next level, and you want to acquire more control over your life than you had prior. And again, Saturn is helping you guys in Sagittarius, if you're willing to work with that energy, of course. So New Vision, I'm getting the sense that for some of you, you have to look at all these aspects of yourself in three dimensions. In terms of where have you been too cold or too distant? Where have you been too sacrificing and too forgiving? Where are your obsessions? Where do you spend most of your time, most of your money? Is it beneficial? Is it leading you to connecting to your higher calling, your higher purpose? All of that is coming into play really with these moon cycles, because all of these moons showing up. So I really feel like by the new moon in Leo, the solar eclipse, there will be this time for you to reawaken, to really come back and identify with parts of yourself that I think will make you more whole, will make you more aware and ambitious about yourself, but as well as the world around you, and really gain knowledge. Learn from the people you interact with and the messages they give you. Learn from that. Use that to your advantage. Because again, you got this. You have you're putting in the work. You have the clear goals. You have the clear plans. You know what you want. And you know where you need to be. So again, it's okay to be selfish, but when we're starting to ignore people, or when we're sort of in our own head and we're too consumed with power, that in of itself can be a negative. But also understand that now, if any time, is not the time to be taking other people's shit. If they're trying to make you do things that you aren't already comfortable with doing, or that they're not already sort of in line with your path right now. So yeah, good luck, Sagittarius, and I will see you guys next month. Thank you. Bye.